he's dominant when he has that puck. It's hard to stop. Without it, Backstrom's trying to find him all over the ice. They work well together. Backstrom and Kobasew, and you got Green in the mix. It's a pretty scary lineup over there. They can turn things around in a hurry.
Backstrom was so great tonight, obviously. When he needed to make a save, he was always there.
Yeah, I said that earlier. Crucial times, penalty kills, a broken play, and he threw it far side to a one-timer, and he got a pad on it. That was in the second period. And then I think shortly just after that, there was another scramble in front of the net. And it popped out to Backstrom on their team and let one rip, and he was able to get a glove on it. I was amazed, just that he was able to get over across the net that fast. So, he was definitely our first star of the night.
We talked the other day about this team has to find a way to win 1-0. Winning 2-1 is pretty close to that.
Yeah, we played a good game. We probably look at some video with a few things we could have changed in this game. One particular point stands out in the third period. I thought we were on our heels a little too much, and we were a much better team in the first two periods when we were getting pucks in and hanging on to them, making plays down in their zone.
It's good defense overall. So it's up and down the line as a good big period.
Yeah, everybody paid a price. A lot of guys blocked shots at the crucial times and sacrificed themselves, clear pucks. Good team effort. We'll enjoy it for tonight, but we got to get back to work tomorrow because we have the defending Stanley Cup champs coming in on Saturday.
You should be looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well before.
Yeah, I've had a chance to play a couple games in the past and one in preseason, and those guys, like I said earlier, they're great players, and they make it easy. They're the guys you can read off of, and you just get them to puck and try to find those openings.
When did you find out you were going to be on that line tonight, Chuck?
Just before warm-up, literally a couple minutes before warm-up.
Pretty good news, I suppose, for anybody, huh?
Great news. I was excited to play with those guys.
Did you get used to that power play time, or?
I'm not going to complain about it.
How big of a team win is this for you guys?
Oh, it's huge. They're the best team in the East last year. They score a lot of goals. We kept them off the board there till about a minute and a half left, and found a way to play with the lead the whole game.
Had to feel good for you coming in with 0-0 and bang one right in, and you played that way all night. It seemed like you had some other good chances too.
Yeah, Rue gave me a couple good passes in the slot. That pass back door, it's a great pass through these skates. He's got that ability, so I'm trying to get open, and it's fun to finally get him.
When you look at the film, I assume you look at the tape, will you look at the goal that went in, or you look at the 2 or 3 that you should have had a little better shot, maybe? You had some chances.
Well, when you're fighting it a bit, you focus on, to get out of it, you try to focus on getting those opportunities. So knowing that I had a lot of opportunities tonight, that's positive, and I was able to put one in and build off of that.
You were a penalty too, huh?
I guess so, yeah. On a power play there, and it felt like I was in the game. I was out there quite a bit, and just got in the game. And when you're playing a team like that, it's an easy game to get into. The emotions are high.
You had your work cut out for you. A couple of huge saves in the second period on power plays. It seemed like you were just where you wanted to be in the right place all night.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone in the locker room felt pretty good about themselves out there, and it's a good team. It's a really good team, and it's one of the best teams in the East, if not the best. They have a lot of really good players, so it's a big challenge for us. But I think the whole 60 minutes we played a really good team game. It was a big challenge for us, and I think we can be really proud of the way we played tonight.
Your defense was really shutting them down. I mean, you got some help.
Yeah, sure. It's not one or two guys. If you want to win, well, it doesn't matter who you're playing against in this league. You need all the 6 guys out there working together and helping each other. I know we did it in the offense zone, we did it in our zone, so that's the way you have to keep doing it every night.
How do you feel personally? I mean, it seemed like you were making great saves.
I feel okay out there. It's it's the same way. It's been a couple of games now, so it's fun to play, and I think everybody is enjoying in the locker room. They're enjoying about the game and having fun out there, and it's always easier to play when you have fun.
Were you screened on Ovechkin's shot, or did you see it all the way?
I didn't really see it when he came across, so.
Yeah, it looked like you were kind of partially screened.
Yeah.
It's probably not even disappointing. I mean, it's a little disappointing to lose the shutout, but to come away with a 2-1 win is so huge, and just to hold any team to one goal, especially a team that powerful, is a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. It's the 2 points. That's the only thing we're thinking about this time of the season, and every point is really big, and it's good that we got 2 points. Like I said, that's the only thing we wanted out of the game, and we got it.
Just like last game, you took a 2-0 lead. How important was it this time to hang on and get to that final horn?
For sure, it's always big to do that. And I think last game they scored in the last minute of the first period, last minute of the second period. So those are pretty big goals. You know, it's a big difference going with a 2-goal lead or a 1-goal lead in the third. So, you know, today we played patient. We played a full 60 minutes, and we learned from the last game.
You saw the flip side of that tonight too, getting that goal right at the end of the second period to go up.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big thing, you know. You're always talking. You want to start the period well. You want to end the period well, and you know, it's always easier to come in the locker room when you're up 2 goals than 1 goal or even tied. So it's a big deal.
You didn't face a ton of rubber, but you made some big saves. Do you remember any particular ones? Power play shot for me from the up to your right there in the second period.
It's fair. You know, usually maybe after a game you remember a couple of saves, but it's usually during the game. So it's tomorrow when you watch it with a goalie coach, you remember almost everything. But after a game, it's pretty tough.
How about the flurry at the end?
You know, it's always tough in the end. You know, they're throwing everything out there, so it's a big challenge, but it's also fun. You know, you'd rather see that in your end than that we're chasing. So.
Well, it was, I thought, a good 60 minutes of hockey versus a very good Washington team. Got contributions from everyone. I thought, for the most part, our 4 lines played extremely well. It was actually pretty easy to coach tonight as far as just putting guys out on the ice, because I thought everyone was going. And a question for you two guys up front is, the question was speed, and did we look faster tonight?
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with, I mean, we had a couple of, you know, Gillies is in and Wellman's in, and they can't make you faster, but to me it was just an attitude and how we wanted to play. And we pursued pucks and went after pucks, and it started with our forecheck.
And it did, I mean, like Colin was saying the other day, it looked like it was because everybody was on the same page, going with the same purpose and playing the system.
Well, to me, another big word is trust. I mean, you have to trust your teammates that they're going to do their job. Mm-hmm. And we went over some clips from the LA game where the trust wasn't there. You know, guys weren't doing their jobs, and thus you have the breakdowns, and you can't sustain any pressure. And I thought tonight, as a group and as units, they worked well together.
You must have had a feeling about putting Kobasew on the top line. Obviously, paid off.
Well, it's, you know, Chuck, it's probably not the start that he wanted to the season. He was dealing with a little nagging injury and fought through it tonight, and you know, was able to contribute. And he had some other chances too. I mean, he scores the goal, and he has a great opportunity in the third, and he has a 2-on-1. So, you know, he created, and that's what you want to see from your players. Is, you know, they get opportunities, the door opens for them because there's injuries, and he makes the most of it.
He was -7 coming in, 0 points, no second thoughts. Just figured he was the guy to go up there rather than Wellman or Gillies or anybody else.
Well, Chuck's proven in the past that he can finish. He can score goals in this league, and he's got good legs as far as getting up and down the ice, so he brings that speed element. And, you know, the way he plays, he's not afraid to go into corners first. So, you know, putting him in there wasn't didn't take any special thought.
Well, so I have to ask, if Havlat's agent hadn't squawked, would you have considered putting Havlat in the maintenance spot tonight?
No.
It had nothing to do with it?
It had nothing to do with it.
You played really good overall team defense tonight, but of course, your goaltender, when he needed to come up with a big save, it was there every time.
Nick was great. Second period they had that power play, and I think it was 22. Can't think of his name right now. Knuble had that great one-timer. He gets over with his leg, and then the scramble. Backstrom picks up a loose puck, and Backstrom makes a save on Backstrom. And if you think about it, you know, Nick makes that save, and I don't know how much longer. We had almost the identical play at the other end, where they had the delayed penalty. There's a scramble out front, and the puck pops loose to Mikko, and Mikko puts it into the net. It was, you know, similar plays. We get the save at one end, and we get the goal at the other. So instead of a 1-1 game or maybe a 2-1 game. It's a 2-0 game. So I thought that was a huge swing right there. And your goalies, when you're playing these really good teams with these great players, the Ovechkins and the Backstroms, I mean, they got lots of weapons over there. I thought the group in front did a great job. Our defense, you watch the way we were playing that third period, blocking shots and doing the things necessary to get the win. So really impressed with the performance of the guys. We weren't perfect, but we battled and competed. And for most of the game, I thought we outplayed one of the premier teams from the East.
Spent a lot less time in the penalty box tonight, too, as opposed to.
Well, it's something we've talked about and harped about, and players have their own meetings in the locker room. I'm sure that's something that they talked about. You can't give teams. If we give this team over there, if we give them 7 power plays, they're going to score twice. You can't do that. So we did a good job, and some of it has to do, as I asked you guys about, our speed. We used our legs tonight. When you're using your legs and you aren't standing and watching, you aren't using your sticks to reach. So it all came down to the skating.
Burns seemed to get the head-to-head matchup against Ovechkin just because he was coming down that wing the entire game. Can you talk about the job that Brent did tonight?
Well, I thought all of our defensemen, they get out there periodically versus Ovechkin, and I thought we did a good job, shutting him down. And we really would have liked to have seen Nick get the shutout, just with the game that he played, and the players in front of him too. I mean, defense take a lot of pride in that too. It would have been nice, but Ovechkin makes a play. And but I thought as a group, to shut Ovechkin down, it can't be one guy. It's got to be a group. And I thought our forwards did a good job with the back pressure, pushing them into our defense, and our D did a good job handling it.
Coach, it's easy to say this was a big win, but considering your schedule, the way it's going, this is really an important win for your team, wasn't it?
It was an important one. These guys can be a measuring stick, see where you're at. Coming off of the LA game, even though we got 1 point, we gave up too many opportunities. And this is a great team with some great weapons, and I thought guys were committed. And now, how are we going to play on Saturday? That's my question. Consistency is going back to last year, and consistency through the first 8 games where you have 1 game's up here and then the next game's here, and maybe you start, now it's here again. What's going to motivate us on Saturday to have a good game and play the way that we need to play? And that's as a group, the quicker we get that, the quicker we're going to start to have consistent success.
At the start of the just curious, at the start of the third, you had a power play and didn't go with the top line. You went with you had the Clutterbuck and Nystrom out there. Was that just a feeling on your part, or?
Well, yeah, it was a feeling.
A hunch,
yeah, a hunch. Wasn't right. Just like a lot of things in my life, wasn't. But you know what? It's giving guys opportunities, and before all this stuff broke out with Marty and I had a good talk. And one thing I told him is I'm going to try to get you in more situations. So it was a chance to give him a situation.
Was this one of Nystrom's better games?
This was one of Nystrom's better. It's good to see you too, John, by the way. It was one of Nystrom's better games. I'd say the last 2 have been very good. He's winning battles. He's holding on to the puck in the offensive zone. He drew that penalty by taking the puck to the net. Playing with energy. First shift, he kind of set the tone. That's what's nice about having that line with Nystrom, Madden, and Clutterbuck. I mean, you talk about an energy line. Right. And starting them at the beginning, and I think Nystrom had 3 hits on the first shift. So it kind of set the tone. But he's been playing good. I'm sorry?
Power play might have been a reward for how well he played.
Yeah, well, and I know what he'll do. You ask him to go to the front of the net, he's going to the front of the net, and he'll be there. That's what you need to do, and having a guy reliable like that'll win some battles and win some loose puck battles in the corners and get pucks back, and then doing his job is key for power play success.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.